Hello, my name is Melissa Bernasic. I'm the Director of Information and Digital Services at Gilborden Library. Thank you for joining us for your library at home. Today I have a real treat for you. I am going to be talking about recipes and cookbooks inspired by book characters and even authors. I have a couple to show off, and then we're going to look at some online lists. The first is the Mystery Writers of America Cookbook. This has all kinds of really popular authors in it that you will definitely recognize. Richard Castle, Karen Harper, and to show you, we have here Harlan Coben's Myron's Crab Meat Dip. Got a nice picture and also the recipe there. The other one I wanted to show off is Anne of Green Gables. So this is the Anne of Green Gables cookbook. Charming recipes from Anne and her friends. Really nice, pretty cover, very delicate, a lot like whimsy feel of Anne of Green Gables if you've been watching recently online. You open it up, there's lovely illustrations and then recipes. So this is Gilbert's Hurry Up Dinner. We have the recipe there. So you can check these books and more out when the library reopens. They'll be available for you on the shelf. In the meantime, let's take a look at some recipes online. I'm starting at the library's website, gilborden.info. First, I'm going to click on the Books and More menu and choose Goodreads. If you've never explored this page before, it's a real delight for readers. We've got Next Reads newsletters you can sign up for. You can take a look at our newly arrived titles. Today I'm going to click on Adult Book Lists, which are titles handpicked by GBPL staff and librarians. This takes us to the library catalog. You can see some previous lists, including staff picks, lists based on displays that were in the library last year and earlier this year. We've got the Rogue Reads Book Club reading list. And then we're going to click on a list that I made just for this video, Books and Bites. You can see here right at the top of the list, we've got 17 items, including one of the ones I showed you, Anne of Green Gables Cookbook. This is actually the ebook version of the print title, but all of the content is the same. If you scroll down, you'll notice a lot of these are found on Hoopla. We'll take a closer look at Hoopla in a minute. If you don't have a Hoopla account, it's easy to set up with your library card number. You'll also be able to log in with a username and password. At the bottom of this list, I've also added some fun websites and recipes. We're going to take a look at a couple of those. Let's go back up to the top and click on the Anne of Green Gables cookbook. This is a Hoopla ebook, as I mentioned. So when you click the link, you go directly to Hoopla. If you're already signed in, the website will remember that, and you'll just be able to go ahead and borrow the book and read it. It doesn't matter if somebody else has the book checked out, you will be able to check out this book also. I've already checked out the book. So normally it would say borrow here. Instead it says resume because it's going to let me continue reading. So when I zoom, it opens up to the last page. I left it on the cover so I could show you the wonderful illustrations. You'll see it's pretty similar to the print book I held up. We can use the navigation button on the left and right of the screen. So here I am on the right side, clicking this little blue arrow to turn the page. What I really like about this ebook is that they've transferred all of the illustrations as well. And then we get to the table of contents. Every ebook is set up a little bit differently. Some of them have clickable links. This would have been really helpful because I do just want to go to Gilbert's Hurry Up Dinner, the one that I showed you. But we can't do that here. We can continuously click through the pages, but in this case, I'm going to use the search button up on the top right, and I'm going to simply type in Gilbert. When I hit enter, it searches, and it comes up with 3 matches. So it doesn't show the whole title of the recipe here, but this first one is for Gilbert's Hurry Up Dinner. The mention that we're seeing down here is actually in the index. And then this is a quote. So we can click on the first one, and it will take us to page 58. You can see that the page looks really simplified from what we saw in the print book. If I go back one page, I do still see the image of the dinner. Let's go forward again and take a look at the recipe. This one is on 2 pages. You'll see that my search is still enabled, so it's highlighted here where I searched Gilbert, and that was the quote that came up. And that's it. It's just a couple of pages. If I kept clicking through, I would get to the next recipe. I can always change my font options when I'm in Hoopla, adjusting the size, the actual font, the colors, the line height, and the margins. I find sometimes if I'm cooking, I definitely want to increase the font size. I'll have my laptop or my iPad sitting nearby. Just makes it a little bit easier. These are for ginger snaps. And every time you change the font size, it's going to expand the text across more pages. All right, let's go back to the Books and Bites list again. And I'm going to point out one of my favorite websites that I've stumbled upon, the Little Library Cafe. This is a beautiful website. I really enjoyed the images, and it's got a great index to the books and recipes. If we just click on, for example, cakes, it's really nice pictures. This one's the Lane cake from To Kill a Mockingbird, and fruit cake from The Ruby in the Smoke. Click on latest recipes. Again, a really beautiful image. This is spiced beetroot soup from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So this website is a little bit blog, a little bit recipes. It's really fun to explore. We can go back to the book index and see all of the books that are featured here. These are clickable links. One of my favorite books, The Kite Runner. Here you can see another beautiful photograph and a post, and then the recipe. I'm going back to Books and Bites once more. I've also added some specific recipes at the bottom. These are just a little bit of fun. One of my favorite books when I was a kid was James and the Giant Peach. We read it in school, and ever since then I just haven't been able to let it go. I've read it over and over and watched the movies. This is a peach paradise smoothie. So we have some ingredients here, and we have to click to see the full recipe. And then you get to see the contributor as well. This is from food.com. You've probably all seen recipes online, and they're pretty easy to search and stumble upon. Thank you for joining me to take a closer look at some recipes inspired by books, characters, and authors. Remember to visit the library's website, galeborden.info, to access the 24/7 e-library.